Hi there, welcome to VeChain Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. So previously we talked about VeChain is about to break out in 2 weeks time. However, according to this week's price movement, we have to make a little bit of adjustment. It seems like it's getting the horizontal trading, let's say, a bigger chance to continue. So let's take a look at the chart and see why I'm talking about this. So previously when I draw this upward support trend line, this yellow dashed line over here, I was using the wicks of the previous candles. However, in the past 3 weeks, their wicks at the bottom gets to a lower point, so meaning we have to adjust the line to something like this. So we still get some good reference over here and then 2 new references. Basically, the sentiments of people might have changed, while this week is demonstrating a positive sign for the bulls because there was quite a bit of buying power from below around this yellow support line, pushing the price to the current level around 20, well, not 20, it's 0.025 basically, so 2 cents 58, that's how it should be said. So very strong push from below, but still being suppressed under this orange key level of 0.026. When this continue, after adjusting the line, you see the deadline has moved to November 10th, so there's still a little bit close to 2 months time for the bulls and bears to battle around this range. So it's going to test our patience again, but then we'll eventually see when the breakout is going to happen. And other thing to consider is if I do not use this orange key level to determine the possible breakout time, I can use this trend line over here. So interestingly, you see what happens is once I adjusted this line to the wicks of the previous candles, we are actually, or the price is actually very close to testing this resistance line on the top. And then the junction between these 2 yellow dashed line is way earlier than November 10th, is actually October 13th, so less than a month from now. So when the price eventually comes to near this corner, it has to, the whales has to show us where the direction they want to go. Either it's going to go up, that means it's going to fall within this triangle again, getting to the November 10th deadline, or it is going to break below this upward trend support line, come down and show us some form of new test. So we've got a bunch of tests over here, late June, early July, and after the selling climax back in April. So let me move the tag here so it's easier for you to read. That's where it goes. Hopefully this is really the buying, like the backup and last point of support period, where this platform stage right there, you see this pretty flat horizontal trading range, right? Hopefully this forms the foundation of the price breakout towards the upside, eventually going to the preliminary supply and eventually the new buying climax. And best, the price heads up to challenge this purple key level of 6 cents 80, because that's where the buying climax of December 2024 was. So if VeChain wants to tell people that it's still worth speculating, not to mention like long-term investing, just speculating value, if it retains that value, the peak should be around here. If the peak ended around those 2 blue levels, that means the long-term value further declines to somewhere near the beginning of 2024. So that's not something the diamond hands or the supporters of VeChain would like to see happen. So I'm keeping this right there. Hope it's going to come up and challenge this point. Bollinger Band counter squeeze, obviously it's last time we already talked about it, has started for a very long time already, since the beginning of June. So over 3.5 months now. If we get to the daily, we can see the range is really narrow. Let me do the auto so it's quicker. So you see it's getting very wild, testing the key level, the orange key level, as well as this support line. So on Tuesday it landed outside and closed outside, but Wednesday took a big move, moving it back to within the support line basically. So if I adjust this line again, just to check, and use the wicks instead of the bodies, this again around early November is the breakout deadline. Pretty much same as what we have over here. Actually, to make it simpler, I can delete this line, go to the daily and change it to all intervals. So we'll have this in the weekly as well. And this one will be more accurate because we use the lower level time frame, which is a better or more detailed representation of what's happening. So further test, still 20% because it hasn't break below this uptrend support line, and preliminary supply still 80% because we're hoping to see the new buying climax coming in even for the daily time frame. Obviously it has to follow the weekly, just saying it that way, but we can clearly see this horizontal platform range being set up. Bollinger Band counter squeeze, it has been squeezing for quite a while. We did have some swing, but since end of July we haven't had much swing for basically 6 weeks already, probably more than 6 weeks. Okay, let's wait for that to reveal itself by the time we get closer to end of October and early November. For now, it still looks like it's at the end of a distribution cycle, both the daily and also the weekly time frame. So I wish everybody that's bullish about VeChain good luck, because the setup seems like it's getting very close to the breakout point, while the path towards buying climax may take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. But still, if it happens, I believe you will be happy, especially if you're in the bull steam. So, thanks for joining me today. See you tomorrow. Cheers.